Hello everybody, Anthony Gonzalez with another weekly update, this time coming to you from Statuary Hall in front of our good friend Mr. Edison here. So this week, a lot going on in DC as usual. First and foremost, from a district perspective, I was excited to pen a letter to Secretary Chao, Elaine Chao, Department of Transportation, to encourage her to complete Route 30. Obviously, Route 30 is a project that we need to get done in Northeast Ohio. Will help us connect our local economies to Pittsburgh and the rest of the country in a more meaningful way. It would be great to get it done, and I hope she takes our advice. Secondly, was excited to launch the first of what will be a monthly project, which is our Veterans History Project. So for these projects, we're going to sit down with a veteran, one of the great veterans in the 16th District, and to understand their story. Important stories that need to be told. These will ultimately sit at the Library of Congress, where they will be archived forever. So these stories will live on in American history. Really excited about it. We launched our first one. I would encourage you to go listen to it. Some really powerful stuff from one of my favorite people, Russ, in the district. And then with respect to the chaos that is Washington, D.C., a couple things. Number one, we had H.R. 1 that we voted on today. H.R. 1 was billed as this For the People Act that the Democrats put forward, purely partisan bill. This would have represented a federal takeover of basically everything in our federal elections. Personally, I believe that we need to empower our state governments to fix our election issues, and there were some issues that I would actually support at a state level in that bill, but what this would do would be to rob our great Secretary of State, Frank LaRose, who I think is doing an incredible job, who I trust implicitly to run Ohio's elections. This would undercut his ability to do that, and so it was a very easy no for me, a very easy no. And secondly, the other thing it would do is federally fund elections, so it would take your taxpayer dollars and put them into the campaign coffers of politicians. I just think it's a horrible use of money, and I can't support it. And so I support Frank LaRose, I support our Secretary of State, I don't support using your money to pay for elections. Basic. So that was a simple no. And then secondly, one thing that I thought was just incredibly disappointing is we had a member of Congress make another anti-Semitic remark. Wasn't the first, I don't think it'll be the last. And we had an opportunity as a Congress to condemn that statement. I think we need to be clear and concise that we do not support anti-Semitism. When a member of Congress makes an anti-Semitic remark, we need to condemn it clearly and unequivocally. Instead, what we did is we lumped in anti-Semitism with all other forms of hate, and we should condemn, by the way, we should condemn all forms of hate, especially when a member of Congress is the one inciting them. But this was a special instance. This was a unique instance of one member making one comment, and it needed a singular response. Instead, what we did was we just lumped it all together as if everything's the same, and didn't really get anything done. Sure, nobody condones any hate of any kind, but that particular response needed to be direct, and it needed to be clear, and it wasn't. And so I believe, as a Congress, that when these things happen, we need to take care of them in-house and be clear and direct. And I hope that we'll do that going forward. Hopefully it never happens again, but again, I'm skeptical that it won't. So unfortunately, that was the fun that was DC this week. Thank God the district's doing well back in Ohio, and appreciate you listening.